Hi, so today I'm going to be doing a Jake from Adventure Time cake decoration. This video is mainly going to be about the decoration side of the cake and less about the actual making of it. So I made the cake with the Betty Crocker mix and it was really simple and easy. I love Betty Crocker. I substituted the eggs with bananas, which I'll explain later on in the video. So first of all, I'm going to start by mashing up some bananas in a bowl. And this is going to sort of be like the binder for the mix. This is going to be our egg substitute. Yeah, so chuck them all in the bowl and give them a good mash. Mash them all up, and then they should go into a nice little banana paste, like that. And I'm just going to kind of sieve in the powder into the bowl just so there's no lumps in there. Get all the lumps out, make it nice and smooth. And then I'm just going to add in the water and the oil as it says on the packet. Then I go ahead and add the banana into the middle of it. And I just kind of add it like a little bit at a time, just so it's not like getting all chucked in. I like to just sort of stir it in as I go. And okay, so I ran out of greaseproof paper on this one, so I had to improvise. I popped some vegetable oil into the cake tins and just got that around the edges, and then I just kind of evenly place in the mixture into the bowl, into the tins. And once it's baked, I just kind of smooth on the buttercream on the top, because this is going to be a Victoria sponge. It was the vanilla Betty Crocker mix that I got, and I put the jam on the other side, and I'm just going to splat and stick them together. One thing I didn't do on this particular thing was that I didn't level off the cake, so definitely make sure you level the cake, because I'm a novice at baking and I have to learn these things as I go along. So basically this is just pressing out the eyes. Again, I'm a novice at baking, so I don't have all the correct items that you would use to, cut out these shapes. So I just kind of picked up random bottle caps, and obviously they were clean, but this is what I had to improvise with. So don't judge me. People that are used to baking will probably have these things lying around, but I don't. So that's what happens. So yeah, I'm just gonna basically colour some of the white icing to make Jake's tongue, and I hadn't used any colouring before, so again, yeah, it did get a little bit sticky, but I just kind of added a little bit at a time, and that's what the powder on the table is for, is to just kind of keep it from getting too sticky. And I think this is the nose bit that I'm doing now. Yeah, so for the nose I sort of cut out a circle, and then I just cut like a little sort of edge off of it as well, so it would make it into more of an oval shape rather than a circle shape. So that's going to be Jake's nose. And yeah, because I used a cap, it kind of like I'm just patting down the edges here because it made like a little bit of a ridge underneath when I pressed it down, so that's what I'm doing there. And just cutting out Jake's mouth, Jake's tongue, just cutting out Jake's tongue. Okay, so that black piece is obviously like the inside of Jake's mouth. That is going to be underneath the tongue, and I was cutting off a bit of the yellow to save for later, so I could use that for the details on Jake's face. But what I later found out is that if I just roll it all up, I'm probably going to end up with excess anyway, so I could use that for the details on his face. But just to make sure that I had enough, I wanted to make sure that was going to be for his snout. So Then I just rolled out the rest of the icing and tried to get it as flat as possible, as even as possible, and that's going to be like covering the cake. So I found it a little bit easier. I'm sure a lot of people do this, but I found it easier to just like sort of get the icing on the rolling pin so I can take it over to the cake without it falling to pieces, because it's quite thin at this point. So as you probably notice, I didn't ice the cake before I stuck this bit on, and I had to take the whole thing off again and redo it. But again, I'm just going to kind of show you how the general idea of how I got the icing on the cake, and then later on I'm going to realise that I haven't iced it, so that's what happened there. Okay, so here I am putting the icing on the cake, which is what I was meant to do before I put the icing on. It helps it stick a lot better to the cake, and obviously I had a lot of leftover icing, so it's good to get that used up. So as I said before, the excess parts that I'll get off the edge could have gone towards the details on the face, which I'm going to definitely remember for next time if I do a similar design. And here I'm just cutting the background. This is kind of like the black outline to go around Jake's snout. So I like to, instead of like cutting out really thin pieces and sticking them around for the black outline, I'd rather just cut out a bigger piece and layer them on top of each other. I just think it's a bit easier, and it looks a bit better and a bit more even. So I was copying Jake's face from just like a sort of image that I googled, and so as I'm making the cake I am laying the pieces out so I know that I'm getting the right pieces that I need to make the face. So this is the yellow piece that's going to go literally directly over the black piece that I've just cut out, and that's going to be the details for Jake's snout. So after I've laid them on top of each other, I'm going to go over the sides of the black just to give that a little bit more of a finer detail, and I just make sure that it's just a nice neat black outline. And I'm just kind of arranging the features on his face just so I know that I've got all the pieces that I need for when I eventually stick it all down. I thought it'd be easier if I just cut that corner to try and get it to lie flatter, try and get it to lie more flat, but I don't know. I'm just kind of improvising. This whole video is just an improvisation basically. I'm not a cake decorator, I'm just trying to learn how to do it myself, so that's what that was about. I decided that I needed a larger black piece to go on the inside of his mouth, just so there's no yellow bits showing, so I put that underneath his snout, and then I just placed everything on top again. And so then this is basically just a bit of a time lapse just to show I'm obviously sticking everything down with the leftover buttercream, and this is just going to show you what the final product is going to look like after I've cut out all the pieces. that's my finished Jake cake, Jake from Adventure Time cake. Again, it's my first time decorating with icing ever, so there were a couple of fails in this, but all in all I'm quite happy with how it turns out. It kind of looks like Jake and it tasted nice, so I'll consider this a success. Anyway, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!